Well, good afternoon, folks, and welcome back to the channel. I thank each and every one of you for taking the time out of your day to watch. And well, it's down to the sanding and the prep work for the fiberglass here, with one exception. Of course, I've been talking about putting these ribs in and taking care of that rub rail right there. But I decided this afternoon to go ahead and fire up the power sander and start getting all of this sanding done. I'm not going to show you all of that. I'll just kind of fast forward through it. So, all right, just got to get after it. Okay, folks, got my mask on. I'm ready to get started. Now, I'm not going to show you the whole process there. I'm just going to kind of make a few little short segments and fast forward through all that. So, here goes. Okay, folks, let me get the mask off. That's probably about as smooth and consistent as I'm going to get it right there. You saw me. I just took and used my fingertips to press into these radiuses right here, and so it worked. I didn't have to take my little wooden dowel pin or anything. Normally I would take some sandpaper and just roll it around a little plastic tube or little wooden dowel pin or something and use that to get inside these radiuses, but my fingertips work just fine. I did have one little old void right there. I may have to come back and touch it up like I did over here on the side. But yeah, the bottom of the hull is pretty much ready. Just got to get it all cleaned up, got to run the vacuum cleaner. I'll do that here in a little while. Got all this right in here faired out, looking nice. So yeah, we're just ready. All I have to do now is just come back and run the sander here on these sides. That's not gonna entail just a whole lot of work there though, because they're fairly clean. So it shouldn't take a whole lot of sanding to get those cleaned up, get those sides cleaned up. So that's it, folks. That was about an hour or so, hour and a half maybe. And I'm gonna call that good. All right, we will see you in the next segment. Hey folks, welcome back. I have these pieces made for both sides. There are the other two. And I'm getting ready to bond those in. And I'm not going to show you that just because of the location where it's at. It's kind of difficult to get to. I've got to sit down on the ground to bond those in place. So I'll just show you that when I'm done. I'll show you what it is that I've been talking about and where they go exactly. So, okay, I'll see you here in a moment. Okay folks, welcome back. And I've got those pieces bonded in now. That's what I was talking about right there. Two over there. And let me get my camera set up over here at a better angle. And two over there. Just like so. And I had to make these extensions for this rib and for that rib right there. Like I said, I need something to attach that little cypress strip to. Remember, it's 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch. And I've got to have something to attach that cypress to in order to have something to attach the rub rail to. And that's why I had to go ahead and get this done. Now, once that's set up and I get the little 3/4 by 3/4 strip attached to that, I'll be able to bring that rub rail on around the bow like I've been talking about doing. So that's it. All we gotta do now, let the epoxy set up. I'll come out here and check on those first thing in the morning. We'll catch you later. Hello folks, good afternoon and welcome back. Remember in my earlier video I said I needed to bring this rub rail on around the front of the bow and go all the way around the nose of the boat and then connect it up right here, same place on the other side. To do that, like I said, I need something to bond this piece to. Remember, this is just kind of open right here. Okay, so the original plan was to use the same thing I used right here. This is cypress. I trimmed it down on my table saw. It's 3/4 inch by 3/4 inch. And it works real good on a flat, straight section. And that gave me a good, just a little substrate there to bond this piece to. But when I went and cut a piece for this run right here, from here to that corner, I found it was not going to bend very easily, not without a lot of grunting and fighting and foot stomping. So I had to come up with a different way of doing that, and this is what I came up with right here. What I did was I just took some of my poster paper. First of all, before I show you this, I took some of my poster paper, taped it together, and made a pattern all the way up to the nose of the boat there. And then just transferred the pattern to a piece of the 3/8 Meranti plywood, just like you see there. And then I just cut this plywood to this shape right here. And let me get up above it here now. Show you once again what I'm talking about. I just cut that little piece of plywood right there, that little plywood strip, to fit this edge right here, to fit up underneath this edge. And that's going to give me something to bond this rub rail to. Let me show you how that's going to work. Remember, I'm not concerned about making this piece look exactly like this, because like I said, all I need is for something right here in this area to bond a piece like this to. And it's just going to fit up in there just like that, just like so. I've got these little 3/8 blocks that I cut out of cypress wood, just glued them in place. That gives me that 3/4 inch dimension right there. And then I can actually work those like 3 or 4 at a time. I don't have to try to fight it and bond all of them in place at once. And I'll just, what I'll do is I'll just bond them in and then set this 2x4 up underneath it while it sets up, and then move on to the next section. Now, when I get to the nose of the boat, and let me get back on my feet here real quick, I can go back to the 3/4 by 3/4 cypress. I can just go back to those little cypress strips because this is a flat, straight run right here. Don't have to worry about any bending or bowing. And I've got one of those pieces made for this other side, and as you can see, those little blocks are still setting up. They're still drying. And we'll take those clamps off in about 2 hours. We'll be ready. And I did something a little different when I got to this corner right here. Let me grab that piece again and show you what I did. As you can see, I just bonded another little piece of plywood on top of this strip and just rounded the corner off. So that's how it's going to go in there. And I'm not too concerned about following that contour right there. You can see that little rounded corner there, that little rounded corner there, that little flat piece. I'm not real worried about following that contour. It does not have to follow that contour at all. That's going to look fine just like that, because remember, it's going to get all trimmed out with epoxy, probably with the wood flour, and it's going to get faired and everything, so it'll look good once I get finished with that. And again, it does not have to follow this exact contour, so I just rounded this off right here, and I'm going to kind of exaggerate that with my finger a little bit. Remember, the casting deck's going to bond in place on top of that, so yeah, it'll look good when I'm done. All right, folks, all I need to do now is get busy and start getting everything bonded in place. All right, folks, that's all I have for you for now. Okay, one last note here. I'm going to hold it up in place and just show you what that's going to look like once it's bonded in. It's not going to look half bad at all. And like I said, that piece back here, it does not care what it bonds to. Trust me, it does not care. This is what it's going to look like once it's bonded in. And then the 1 1/8 inch wide strip will cover this. And then once I get that piece bonded in place, I've got a vinyl bumper that's going to attach to that. So, all right, that's it. I will catch you later. And I'm back. And I've started the process of bonding this piece in place right here. As you can see, now I only bonded it in 4 or 5 places. Make that 5 places. Starting right there, where it joins to this piece right here, this solid piece of cypress. And I stopped right here. And I'm doing it this way, bonding it just 1/2 of a section at a time, so that in case I have to make any adjustments over here, inboard or outboard, it's just a lot easier to do it by bonding in just one section at a time, as opposed to trying to bond the entire thing in and then trying to fight with it, just in case, like I said, if I have to make any adjustments inboard or outboard, because I want these edges to be flush with this edge right here. And if I need to move it, it'll just be a whole lot easier to do it. I'll have this end already secure once that epoxy sets up, and then like I said, if I have to move it one way or the other, it's just a whole lot easier to do it that way. So all I can do right now is just let that epoxy set up. I'll come back out here in a few hours and check on it. Weather's a little cool, it might not want to cure as fast as it normally does. All we can do is just wait and see. All right, I'll see you then. And just like that, the second half of that piece is now bonded in place. I had to break that up into 2 sections, mainly just because it made it a little bit easier to install. I felt like if I was going to try to install that all in one run, I was just going to end up fighting it. It was just a whole lot easier to do it like this. Plus, like I said, if I needed to make any adjustments inboard or outboard, I felt like it would be a lot easier to do it that way. So now it's on, And all I have to do is let that epoxy dry. I'll check on that first thing in the morning, get these wood blocks knocked out from under there. And you know, as always, we have to give that epoxy time to cure. But that's it. Now all I have to do is go do the other side and make it look just like this. We will see you later. And just like that, folks, we're done. Got this rub rail attach strip installed. The epoxy has set up, it's fully cured. The left side is done, and I'm waiting for the last section of the right hand side to finish curing. I finished attaching this one tonight, and I actually had to do this one in 3 sections. It was kicking outboard just a little bit. Remember I said I bonded this in sections, so in case I had to make any adjustments, it would just be easier to adjust it as we went along. I did. I had to make a few little pushes and pulls on it there to get it in place, but we got it. And so now all we got to do is let the epoxy cure in this final section. I'll kick these blocks out from under it in the morning, and we'll be ready to move on to the nose of the bow. All right, good morning, folks. And as you can see, we're all done. Got these little attached strips bonded to the boat on both sides, and all that remains now is to get these little pieces of cypress bonded across the front, just like so. And I'm going to take care of that next. We'll see you when that's complete. Okay, folks, welcome back. And I showed you those pieces of cypress that I was going to bond up on top of the bow, right up here at the nose. I showed those to you earlier. I've got the first one bonded in. Of course, we're just waiting for the epoxy to set up now, and I'll check on that first thing in the morning. And I've got the left-hand side done. I'll just need to install the right-hand side as soon as I can. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so I'll get to that probably after the holiday. But that's going to wrap up this video for now, and in the next video I'll just pick up where this one left off. And in that video I'm going to get started. Let me get up off the floor here. I'm going to get started on the installation of these rub rails. I've got to trim them down to size, and so we'll do that in the next video. Like I said, tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so with that said, thank you all for watching. God bless every one of you, and I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. Thank you again.